Warren, you just came out of 2+ hours of testimony at the Financial Crisis Inquiry Commission, all about the rating agency, some questions thrown in there about Goldman Sachs. I guess my first question would be, how would you assess the hearing?
Well, I think they were very serious about the questions. They're looking into very tough matters. And, I wish they could come out with their report before legislation is enacted rather than later.
That's the question. You bring up a great point. This commission reports to the president December 15th. The president would like to see the biggest overhaul of Wall Street we've seen since the 1930s on his desk by the 4th of July. So what's the point of a hearing like this?
Well, I'm not... It will do some good, but I think it would be more useful, obviously, if they could give their findings before Congress enacts. I mean, it's a little like coming down with an 11th commandment, sometime after Moses has already proclaimed 10. It's hard to get as much attention paid.
So are we rushing Wall Street reform?
No, well, the demand is there. I mean, people are understandably enormously upset with what happened in the financial crisis. So I think it's sort of inevitable that Congress pounds ahead and doesn't wait for something like this.
You talk about Congress pounding ahead, and my question to you is, how productive are hearings like this? Or is there a lot of political grandstanding that gets in the way of being productive? I mean, the Goldman Sachs hearing was 11 hours, and there was certainly a lot of swear words in there, and there were a lot of things that were said that, some were very surprised about.
It's a combination of both. I mean, and if you've been around television, so when you turn on the cameras, people behave differently sometimes, and you've seen it. But that doesn't mean that what people say is worthless either, and I would like to think that if I spend a couple hours doing something like this, I say something helpful to the group.
If you were speaking to President Obama right now, what would your advice be in terms of pushing ahead with this, or Warren, should we wait?
I don't think waiting is a choice. I mean, I think that the momentum is there, and so I just think that's moot, and I just hope that in conference they get the best bill out of it for the American people that they can. I do not pretend to know the particulars of thousands of pages of the statutes from both sides, both houses.